He was the kind of person everyone called first. When someone needed help moving, his phone rang. When someone needed to talk late at night, his phone rang. When someone forgot their responsibilities, his phone rang. And every single time, he answered. His name was Lucas, and for years, being available felt like proof that he mattered. He believed that saying yes made him kind, dependable, necessary. Somewhere along the way, his value became linked to how often others needed him. The problem wasn't that he helped people. The problem was that he never stopped helping, even when it cost him his own peace. Lucas rarely noticed how tired he felt. He brushed it off as normal life pressure. Yet some nights, after everyone else was satisfied and every favor fulfilled, he lay awake staring at the ceiling, wondering why he felt empty even after doing everything right. One evening, he canceled his own plans for the third time that week. A friend needed a ride, another needed advice, and someone else needed just a little time. Lucas agreed without thinking. He told himself he'd catch up on his goals later. Later never came. The next morning, he looked at his calendar and noticed something disturbing. Every square was filled, but none of them belonged to him. His dreams lived in the margins of his life, constantly postponed, constantly rescheduled. He realized he didn't have a time problem. He had a boundary problem. At work, Lucas was known as reliable. If a task needed covering, he stepped in. If someone missed a deadline, he stayed late. His manager praised him often, yet opportunities passed him by. Others advanced. Others rested. Others protected their time. Lucas stayed available and exhausted. One afternoon during lunch, he overheard a coworker say, "Lucas will do it. He always does." The sentence landed harder than any insult. For the first time, Lucas understood something unsettling. People didn't always ask him because they respected him. They asked because he never refused. His availability wasn't admired, it was expected. And expectations, once formed, rarely come with gratitude. That evening, Lucas walked home slower than usual. The city moved around him. Cars rushing, people laughing, lives unfolding. He felt disconnected, like a background character in everyone else's story. He remembered promises he had made to himself years ago, skills he wanted to learn, places he wanted to visit, ideas he wanted to build. All of them waited patiently while he lived for others. When he reached home, he didn't turn on the TV. He sat quietly instead. The silence was uncomfortable, but honest. In that quiet space, a thought surfaced clearly. If I keep giving everyone access to me, I'll have nothing left for myself. The realization didn't make him angry. It made him sad. Sad that no one had forced him into this role. He had volunteered for it. Sad that he had mistaken self-sacrifice for purpose. Sad that he had been living reactively, not intentionally. The next day, Lucas decided to experiment. It wasn't dramatic. He didn't announce anything. He simply paused the next time someone asked for help. Just a pause. A breath. A moment to check in with himself. Can I really do this right now? He asked internally. The answer surprised him. He said, "Not today." The world didn't collapse. No one yelled. No bridges burned. There was silence on the other end of the call. Then hesitant, "Okay." Lucas hung up feeling guilty, but also relieved. That relief scared him. It meant that he had needed boundaries for a long time. As days passed, he practiced choosing himself without becoming cautious. He learned that saying no didn't mean rejecting people. It meant protecting capacity. He noticed that the people who truly cared respected his limits. Others grew distant when convenience disappeared. That separation taught him something painful but valuable. Some connections survive boundaries. Some exist only because there were none. Lucas began filling his time intentionally. He woke earlier for himself. He worked on neglected goals. He rested without explanation. His energy shifted. He wasn't rushed. He wasn't resentful. He was present. One night, a friend accused him of changing. Lucas didn't argue. He realized that the version of himself everyone preferred was the one with no limits. Growth often feels uncomfortable to those who benefited from your absence of boundaries. Another message arrived late one evening. "I really need you right now." Lucas stared at the screen. He felt the familiar urge to rescue. Then he asked a new question. "If I don't respond immediately, will I disappear?" He replied calmly, "I can talk tomorrow." That night, he slept peacefully, for the first time in months. Over time, something remarkable happened. People stopped taking him for granted. His words carried more weight. His time felt valuable because he treated it that way. Availability shifted from default to choice. Lucas finally understood a rule no one teaches growing up. You train people how to treat you by what you allow. Being available to everyone had never made him fulfilled. It only made him drained. But choosing availability intentionally made his presence meaningful. He didn't become selfish. He became selective. And in that selectivity, he found space to grow. Years later, Lucas looked at his life and barely recognized the man he used to be. Not because he helped less, but because he helped wisely. Not because he cared less, but because he cared sustainably. If Lucas were standing in front of you now, he wouldn't tell you to cut everyone off. He'd tell you something far simpler. You don't exist to be accessible at all times. You exist to live. Your time is limited. Your energy matters. Your life deserves attention. And if you don't protect those things, no one else will. If this story felt familiar, if you've been giving too much and feeling less because of it, then this is your reminder. You are allowed to pause. You are allowed to choose. You are allowed to say no. If this message spoke to you, don't keep it to yourself. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs permission to choose themselves today. Because the moment you stop being available to everyone is the moment your life finally becomes available to you.